Hello guys, and welcome to a new video series, hopefully an exciting one, on this lovely Rise of Kingdoms channel. This is my restart project, my experiment to see just how viable being a free-to-play player in RoK is. So I've started a new account, I've started in a new kingdom, you'll see down here 3252, and the idea is we see how powerful we can get the account without spending a penny. So we shall always have this lovely Minamoto. Just before, I'd like to thank our sponsors for this video, water. So every time you drink water, I will now be paid for the privilege. So thanks again to water. Drink water, but drink responsibly. That being said, what are we doing? Well, I've just told you what we're doing. We're doing a restart project. This is my account. I spared you the first few hours of me exploring the map, as you'll all remember from the beginning. Scout, do this, scout that, scout this, scout that. God, it's boring. Let's just set the scouts here. So we have a completely new account with completely new everything. I have joined a jumper alliance. So I'm in 3252, but the plan is to jump. What does jumping mean? Jumping basically means that you start an account, you complete it as normal, you level up, etc., etc., train troops, but once you get to level 7, you stop upgrading and you keep everything at level 7. Now the point of that is you get this lovely item here called a beginner's teleport, which is true, but also the relevant one, the one I meant, is a beginner's immigration. So I have 9 days and 10 hours to use my beginner's immigration, which basically means I can take this account to a newer kingdom, and instead of starting with 4,000 power, I'll start with what will probably be 160,000 power. The idea being you get a nice little jump start on everyone else there. It's completely exploitable, but most of RoK is. Two ways to get ahead in RoK. Number one is spend money, and number two is optimize your account perfectly. We're not spending money on this account, we're optimizing completely. So, what are we aiming for here? My aim is to see just how possible it is to be a free-to-play player in RoK. Because I've talked a lot about it, but you know, I haven't done a free-to-play account for a long time. Perhaps things have changed, perhaps it's as difficult as I remember, perhaps it's easier now. I want to see how far we can push our power, how many kill points we can get. Currently we're at a big fat 0, which includes 0 tier 5. And just how strong we can make our commanders. So it's going to be a series which builds up over time. I'm not going to go crazy on it. I'm not going to spend 20 hours a day grinding and min-maxing. I'm going to simulate a normal person. A couple of hours a day, maybe 1.5 hours a day you've got to spend on your account. See how high you can make it. So our first thing is get everything to level 7. We, obviously with a new account, start with an entirely new cabal of commanders. Here they are right now. We have Sun Tzu, Constance, Markswoman, and the others. So I started as China. If you're looking to start an account again like I have, China's a very good recommendation to do so. Don't know why my voice broke there. I'm 35, not 15. So China gets, troop defense, great, but the action point recovery and the building speed are the key to. Action point recovery allowing you to do more things in a day, kill more barbs, and building speed, well, I think we can all work out what that does. And you know what? It's actually very good, because most of the early game is spent building, so if you can get a nice little 5% build, you're on to a winner. So we are at 45,000 power. We are on day 1-ish, like almost day 2 now of the account. I fell asleep last night exploring the map. Which was about as boring as you'd expect. Let's be honest. No one likes the opening bit of RoK. It gets fun after you start, well, after you jump, or after you start having a few fights, after Lohar comes. But the opening bit where you're just exploring the map, it's not the most exciting thing. But we can make it exciting through making silly sounds. I don't know how we can make it exciting, but we're going to we're going to try anyway. And the idea is just so in a few weeks' time, a few months' time, we can look back and think, okay, this is an entirely free-to-play RoK account. When people tell me, oh, I can't get anywhere, I'm free-to-play, I can either say, well, I think you're wrong there, or, yeah, you're right, it sucks. So most free-to-play accounts go with infantry. I have Sun Tzu, because I went with China. Sun Tzu is probably the best epic commander. and he's very good for infantry, obviously. However, I'm going to do things a little differently here. I am going for archers. So obviously I'm going to need the peacekeeping commanders, Boudica, Lohar, but the one I want most of all is this fella here. I'll try that again. Is this fella here, Kusunoki Masahigi. He is the only guy who you can realistically use for archers as an epic commander lead. You can use Imhotep as a nice secondary. Imhotep cannot be a primary. The other one we have open to us is Herman, wherever Herman is. But I'm not a big Herman fan. I don't think he's that good. He also doesn't seem to be here, which is odd. Yeah, anyway, I'm not a big fan of using Herman, so I want to get Kusunoki as soon as possible. I want to make this account very much based on archers, simply because KVK1 is 90% infantry, and I noticed the few times I've done it recently that having a good archer march really, really helps. So we're going to go to archers. It's my final answer. I'm going to go for Kusunoki, and as I'm free to play, this VIP is going to be very important because it is not going to get to the magic VIP 10 for a long time. Magic VIP 10 is magic because you get one legendary head a day, which doesn't seem like much, but it adds up quickly. So if we're not getting any legendary heads a day, we're going to have to really ration our legendary heads. Whereas before, I've happily invested in Martel, I haven't happily invested in Cao Cao, but I put a few in Cao Cao. I've always gone for Richard because I like being strong in KVK1. This time we have to think more carefully about it. I'm not going to save necessarily for Season of Conquest because it's so bloody far away. KVK2's far away, so there's no point thinking about Tamiris or what's the name, Edward. Not that good anyway. So I'm going to focus, I think, on Kusunoki for now, and I'm going to save for YSG as and when it comes. So that means we're going to have to prioritize our gem spending very closely. I have 2,000 gems. I have no intention of spending any money, so I will not be getting any easy gems through that. So I'm going to have to start thinking about the best ways to acquire and save gems. And hopefully by the time the YSG wheel comes, we're going to have enough gems to have a good stock and really go for that. That's today's plan. This may change depending on what happens. I know YSG got bumped down effectiveness thanks to the release of Zuge Large. He or she is just a better YSG, but again, they're in Season of Conquest so far away, I don't want to worry about that now. So this kingdom, I've joined a Jumper Alliance, a group of people like myself who plan to get to level 7 here and then jump. So whether or not I stay with, so I'll certainly be jumping with them. Whether or not I stay with them will depend on what happens in the new kingdom, because as established, I'm completely free to play with this account, so I will not be able to bump up my VIP at all. So I want to be in the strongest alliance possible, where the most people buy the gold chests. So instead of being the sugar daddy who gets people gold chests, this time I'm going to be the sugar eater. Does that work? Yeah, maybe. The sugar eater who takes all the gold chests, gets all the VIP points, gets all the gems, all the speed ups from it, and tries to level up that way. So I need to get in the strongest alliance that will have me in the kingdom into which I jump. We're talking about going to 3, 2, 6, 5. I might go with these guys. I might go my own way. Again, this account's all about me. I'm not the king here. I'm nothing. I'm just a run-of-the-mill free-to-play player, so I want to get the best experience for my account possible. I've never really jumped around alliances before, but this is what we're going to do here. So as a jumper account, it's imperative that we save all of our massive resource bonuses. Look at them stocking up. But we want to save all these. We want to save every single speed up, and we need to be clever with the speed ups. Instead of just going willy-nilly, we want to target them for an event. We're never going to be able to compete for Mightiest Governor early, so I'm not even going to try. Instead, I'm going to save up and see where I can get the most value from using my speed ups. When you jump to a different account, to a different kingdom, you lose all resources above your storehouse limit. So I'm saving all of these side quests that give resources, because these resources will theoretically be lost when I jump. So I just want to save them to give me a nice little boost in the new kingdom. Now, something I was thinking about is whether or not I'm going to start a farm. For the moment, I'm going to say no. Obviously, starting a farm is one of the best ways to get your free-to-play account up high quickly. But you know, I have like 38 accounts. Let's be realistic here. I have to eat, I have to go to the toilet, I have to do some things with my life as well as just playing RoK. So for now, I'm just going to hold back on the farm. I'll probably start one in a bit when I get there. But again, this is meant to simulate most reasonable people who don't have time to just sit around farming all day. Even though I will end up probably doing it. So I just want to see how far we can get just with this main account for now. So one of the most important things to do at the beginning of the game, especially if you're jumping, is you want to get all these lovely tribal villages. You want to get all these lovely caves. The point being, once you unlock all of them, you can go to a new kingdom, and I don't know what the rules are now, but I'm pretty certain you can just unlock them again. So it's free bonuses, basically. And it also gives you a load of these little bad boys. The cave treasures, which I'll save, and these kingdom maps. So when I get to the new kingdom, I'll just pop them all and enjoy a fog-free world. So this means the next few days are going to be heavily spent exploring. Luckily the cricket's on, so I don't have to just explore and suffer in silence. I can do it watching cricket as England lose to Australia. Probably. Excuse me. So that, yeah, the goal for the next few days is acquire a metric ton of kingdom maps, a metric ton of cave treasures, pop all of the tribal villages I can, hopefully explore the map. Realistically, don't explore the map, let's be honest. It takes a long time, and when you've only got scout level 7, the scouts sort of walk like this. It's not fun to watch them do that. It's not fun to micromanage the scouts, so we'll clear as much as we can. So I'm going to be clearing stuff with the scouts. I'm going to be spending all my P points every day. Lohar starts tomorrow, so well, I'll do barbs today, but from tomorrow I'll be doing barb. I also want to, get myself a nice stock of these lovely basic action point recoveries. I will never be spending money, so I'll never be able to buy the daily supply. So these are going to be imperative to my chances of winning going forward. By winning, I mean being relevant in KVK1. I think that is the goal for this account. I want to be a relevant player in KVK1. I want to be someone who can fight and actually have a chance of doing something. This is why the farm's probably necessary to deal with all the healing stuff. So here's the beginning. We're building a fortress here. There's another cave for me to explore there. Nothing that happens in this kingdom is particularly relevant because we'll be leaving it promptly. But there we go. Thank you. Just in the nick of time, my lovely scout. Why don't you meander your way slowly there, looking around at the foliage around you. So in terms of what commanders I'm into expertise, probably will do Sun Tzu, because even though I'll be doing infantry, archers, having an infantry march is kind of a good thing. But I'll be focusing on Constance for gathering. I'm trying to save as many tomes as I can for obvious reasons, but I will level her up as well to level 37 to get her as a good gatherer. For now, I'm using Markswoman as my my peacekeeper. As soon as we get Lohar, as soon as we get Boudica, she'll be relegated to the role of never again seen, because I won't have enough for 2 marches for a good while. She plays a role for now. I'm curious whether or not we should use Lancelot. Gaius will be gatherer as well, but Lancelot and Tomo Gozan. I mean, she is an archer commander. I don't think... My theory is no one has ever used a Tomo Gozan in RoK. And I've nothing to the contrary suggesting otherwise. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. I sincerely doubt it, but who knows. The other thing I was considering is this big boy here. Where are you, big boy T? Big boy Thutmose. I managed to get 2 heads from him already. Thutmose has been really buffed. Thutmose is a very good lead archer commander. I know he's a gold key commander, so spending gold heads on him is kind of shitty. Oh, didn't want to swear. Is rubbish. Rubbish, that's what I meant. But at the same time, if you're going to be an archer main, he's a really good commander for quite a while. He's been relevant in KVK2 now with the buffs. But that means I can't spend on YSG, and YSG is, of course, excellent. So that's something we're going to have to decide, maybe depending upon how many Thutmoses we get in chests. We are a long way away from doing anything with chests here. We are so far away from everything. Soon our city hall will be level 7 and we'll build the rest of our buildings up. Until then, it's very much a case of getting started, exploring the fog, getting some resources, killing barbarians, and just building up to about 150,000 power when I jump. So if anyone fancies doing something similar with me, come and join me in 3252. It's always nice to have company. I've made a commitment to myself here to not be relevant in the kingdom, in the chat. I've already started helping people. I say helping people. I think opening my fat mouth is another way of putting it. But I just want to be a nice little rank 1, rank 2 player. Have nothing to say. Be of no relevance at all. I want to go through alliances to my own selfish needs. Don't ever want to hold off or anything like that here. I just want to be a transient jumper. We'll see whether or not I can keep to that particular stance. As I just mentioned, I have a very fat and big mouth, which often opens. Anyway, so there we go as a beginning video. 46,000. Going to be exploring more of the map over today. I'll give a little update tomorrow. There's nothing really to talk about in the first few days, let's be honest. I'll be battling low hard, but I don't know. I like videos where you see people growing over time, so I will do the odd check-in here. I'll try and do a daily one, but now our computer's working again. Let me know if the sound has come back to its original unlistenable standards. Hopefully it's a lot better now. I spent a ungodly amount of money getting the computer fixed. It would have been cheaper to get a new computer, but alas, I like fixing things and people. So let me know if the sound's okay. I will be back tomorrow for another video. Thanks to Water again for the sponsorship. Lucrative sponsorship, may I add. I am swimming in it. Excuse the pun. If you enjoy this, you might enjoy the videos of 3031 where I hold king and we go through sort of a KVK2 kingdom and see the travails and problems and occasionally good things of that. That's my much bigger 60 odd million power account. I'm going to be unlocking tier 5 archers there today. So that'll be fun for me. But until next time, I'll put a link to that in the description, incidentally. Until next time, thank you very much for coming and making my acquaintance on day 1 of this new jumper project. Let's see how relevant it can be to be a free-to-play RoK player. My friends, that is very much ciao for now.